Hey guys, it's Kelsey and back with another scrapbook in process video. We are back with Home Again from Echo Park. So if you saw the first layout I did with this collection, I went more with the greens and the light wood grain. For this one, I really wanted to go into the darker blues. I still think I end up using the lighter wood grain just because if I'm using a dark color, I wanted a lighter wood grain. I think the darker wood grain with this would have been too dark. But that's kind of why I decided to go with these products. I wanted to stretch my legs into some of the other ephemera bits I didn't get to use on the last page. So all I'm doing is there's a really beautiful dark floral in this collection. I thought it might be too busy as a background, but I thought it'd be really nice as kind of a bigger frame than I usually do on these pages. Usually when I do these pages with a little frame, it's only like 1/4 of an inch. This one, it's like 3/4 of an inch around, I think, and I think it's a really nice statement to frame this page. I really wanted a solid color, which thankfully this collection comes with solid colors to work from, because the last page was very like spread out and clean, but it kind of filled the page, not too layery. I wouldn't call that page airy, but if it was very clean looking, this page I wanted there to be a little bit more fun with layers and texture, and I use a lot of Happy Mail on this page, which made me really excited. But because I knew I wanted to kind of do more in my clusters and stuff, I really wanted it not to look too busy with a busy background. So what I decided to do was take the dark blue solid in this page, mat it on a skinny strip of white, just so you have some white on the page to kind of make it seem a little lighter. I'm definitely pulling in white on this page because I 100% know I'm pulling in one of Allie's doilies that she sent me. So I think having that little peak of white around the frame helps brighten it up as well. And then, like I said, I also want to pull in this lighter wood grain to help keep it a little brighter too. There's this pocket card or this cut apart that I was thinking about using up there, but it ends up being a little too bulky. It sits up there for the bulk of the page, but once I kind of get my photos and my cluster and everything else done in the bottom right hand corner, I realized it's just looking too claustrophobic, and I'll switch that out at the end. But it's going to sit there for now. I already know I want to use this other little house wood veneer that I had in my stash, as well as this little banner ephemera that's the same pattern as the frame. I definitely want to pull in a couple bits of that pattern from the frame just so it's within the clusters as well, so it all looks very cohesive. But right away I pulled in this cool doily that Allie sent me. I love these 8-inch doilies. They have such intricately cut things on the edge, and I love when doilies are like that. And just the bigger size was fun to work with, because I usually work with, I think, like a 6-inch doily or 5-inch doily, I think it is. But I do have a single photo here of me at the Maymont estate. This is what I was talking about if you watched the last video, where the side by side of the Japanese fountain and the Italian fountain. So you can see me leaning up behind the Italian fountain. Unfortunately, it wasn't running right now, but you can just see the intricate stonework and the symmetry and all the work that went into this Italian fountain. Very much man-made compared to the kind of waterfall looking fountain next to it, which was the Japanese gardens fountain, which is very natural looking and looked just like a waterfall, which I thought was really cool, seeing them kind of side by side and comparing those two different styles of garden fountains. But yeah, I just trimmed that in a little layer of white just to go with the white frame going around the page, and I'm going to layer that up on this awesome giant doily and work from there. I think I already added in a glassine bag, and now I'm just looking through some of the stickers and die cuts ephemera for some other bits for my layers. So I already have the sticker on my hand that has the same kind of color dynamic. It's a little wreath. It says, "Our home should inspire us to go out into the world and do great things, and then welcome us back for refreshment." This collection is very home themed, so it is kind of awkward working with it on a vacation when I'm not home. But because the Maymont estate is a home, is a house, someone lived there, I thought you could still kind of work with it. And this whole premise of this vacation was to visit my brother, who obviously is family. So I'm okay using these kind of homey type theme stuff when I'm not at my literal house, as long as I'm with family or at a home. I mean, you really could do whatever you want, but that's what I told myself to make it make sense. But I have a little cluster started here in the bottom right hand corner. Just paired up a little wood grain lovely sticker, so I got a little pop of that light wood grain down there. And then I took a scrap of this same florally background to use as a little banner behind that. So again, I got a little pop of that floral. Thinking about using this little Home Sweet Home to put in the glassine bag, but I ended up not going with that. I do have a cut apart, a little 4x6 card of this floral, which is what I trimmed the banner off of for the little sticker cluster, but I decided to trim that into a banner to come out of the left of my photo, just so again that pattern's down there, but it gives me another base to kind of cluster some things off of. So this is kind of what I'm thinking design wise. I'm gonna have this cluster in the upper left hand corner that's kind of simple but brings in all my colors and stuff, and then I'm thinking about having this visual triangle around my photo up here with the glassine bag where I'm trying this tag out right now, and then the wreath on the lower right hand corner, and then the banner on the lower left. That's kind of my 3 areas around the photo where I'm going to try and embellish. I did swap out that die cut for this tag, again that's in the same floral pattern, and I am going to glue down a hole reinforcer. Karina was kind enough to restock my white hole reinforcers. Thank you so much, Karina. She sent me some extra goodies too, which is really exciting. Including a Gryffindor bookmark, which I like geeked out over. It's like my new favorite bookmark. Karina and I are both Potterheads, so it's really fun to get stuff from her because she always kind of throws some Harry Potter stuff in there for me. So again, thank you, Karina. I used one of those hole reinforcers for that tag, threaded some twine through it. I'm trying to remember what else I pull in from other people, because I know Allie, I used the 8-inch doily, and Karina's hole reinforcer. I think that's all the Happy Mail have so far, but I'll go in and add some more. I already have my Redefine Creative heart wood veneer on my little cat dish there, so I'm thinking I'll pull those in for final touches, because I definitely want some more wood veneer on here since I'm using that little wood veneer house. But before I get too far, I want to go ahead and start gluing things down. I was waiting to glue this part down until I had gutted where I knew my photo was going to be. But now that that's all kind of getting glued down, I'm going to get the main part down, and then I can pretty much have fun. You can see that little baggie there of enamel dots. There's those really fun kind of mirror water droplet ones, but there's also some frosted ones I think look so cool. And Allie sent me those as well, so I'm gonna get some of those frosted enamel dots on this page as a finishing touch, so you can see those on the side there. Can't wait to use that either. And now I'm just trying to get my clusters finished up. So there are 2 ephemera pieces that are kind of in this tealy navy, so I thought it would be nice to pull those in. They're the same color as the background, so I thought that would be nice to pull into 2 of these clusters. So I kind of have this Homemade with Love one to the upper right by the tag, and this little butterfly down here on the bottom left. And now I'm just trying to find more places to put stickers. I'm pretty sure this is all the stickers in ephemera from the collection I pull on here, but you'll see I did go in and throw in a couple wood veneer hearts into each of these clusters. I'm trying to figure out where I want those, but I just decided to do a big one and a little one in each of these 3 clusters. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue all the wood veneer down. I don't know if I'm gonna have any of these heartwood veneer left by the end of the month, because I think I've used them on like every page I've done so far, and I've done 5 pages at this point. The weekend that I did my kit share, I went ahead and started playing with it, and I did 5 layouts, which is pretty good for me. Usually I only do like 2 layouts over a weekend, and that's if I'm actually being productive, so doing 5 was nice. But yeah, I think I use those heartwood veneer on everything. And then here's some more Happy Mail I'm pulling in. So Jennifer sent me 2 baggies worth of die cuts that she cut for me, and she did some black and white because I told her those are the ones I can always use on everything, but she surprised me by including some navy, and I've actually used the navy ones a lot too. But given that this was kind of more of a blue monochromatic layout, I decided to pull in some more of the navy ones. So I have this navy smile, which is going to go up here and kind of serve as my title. And then I have this really cool, you guys know I love this die cut, the kind of circular in hashes, this very kind of geometric die cut. And so I decided to use that running horizontally behind my photo as well. I wasn't going to include that, but because the smile, the navy of the smile is slightly different than the navy in this collection, and it's kind of standing out as being a different colored blue, but there's so many different colored blue on this collection. I figured if I just added a little more of that same color, it would make sense because there's more of it. It's not just one thing on there that's a different color. So using this geometric die cut helps with that. So I'm going to tuck that in. I love what that adds too. I'm all about adding layers with these die cuts, and I could probably use those die cuts on every page too, but getting the navy ones up on here was fun. So those are from Jennifer. And then, yeah, after I get the frosted dots, I think from Allie, I think that's everything. I do want to do a little bit of journaling on this page because I didn't do any journaling on the last page other than just having my title say where we were. So I do want to explain a little bit about me standing in front of the Japanese and Italian fountains, just so I have that reference. So I'm just popping a couple of these things up on some foam. I did decide that because I have the twine coming off of the tag in the upper right hand cluster, that I wanted some more twine on here as well. So I just did a little twine bundle for this lower left hand corner just so that texture and that color was elsewhere. I think that balanced that really nicely. So now that I got that glued down, I'm gluing down all my wood veneer hearts. I think I'm almost done. I do end up switching out this die cut at the top here. Once I remove it, I'm like, oh, I really like how much more open that is. I was like, I want something up there, but once I took it off, I was like, yeah, this corner needs to breathe a little more. That 3x4 card was too big. It's not going to work. So I just swapped it out for a smaller wood veneer piece and just decided to go with that instead. But I like this a lot better than that kind of larger piece that was up there before. That made a huge difference once I took it off. So just going to glue this bit down and add my little frosted dots. I play around with these a lot. I'm not quite sure how many clusters of these I want. I kind of want to put them everywhere, but I got a little too happy and had to pull back a little bit. So instead of having them in 3 different areas, or I wanted to really put them up here by this little wood veneer house, it wasn't working. I really like the 2 spots I already had them, so I ended up just doing 3 dots in 2 areas and leaving it at that because I feel like I could have just kept adding those and I really needed to edit. So I'm still trying with those. I think those are so cool though. They add a whole nother like dimension and texture to the page. Those are really cool. But yeah, I got those 2 on here, and then I am going to do some adding more heartwood veneer. I knew I had to add another one of those. But yeah, I'm going to go in with a white pen, do a little bit of journaling just underneath that upper left hand die cut. And all it says is I loved the Italian and Japanese fountains, which a couple little doodly hearts, but I think that kind of tells you what's in the photos well enough. And then here are the close-ups. So this was really fun. Thank you everyone for the happy mail that I've included on here. Some of the stuff I've been hoarding and had for a while, but like Allie and Jennifer and Karina had just sent me that stuff, so I was so happy to get it used. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.